morning, everyone. It's 9 o'clock. We'll start the work session for the Limestone County Commission for May 18th of 2020. Pam, do we have any public comment?
No, sir.
All righty. First thing on the agenda for today will be on the resolutions and orders. We'll approve resolution providing for Limestone County's participation in a back-to-school sales tax holiday. Any discussion with that? Any discussion?
They are going back to school. Right?
I sure hope so.
I hope so.
I hope next year, I hope everything gets back to normal. That'll be on the agenda to approve that resolution for back to school. So we do this every year. So, all right. Next thing will be on the agenda for today will be the contracts, agreements, and grants. First on here, it'll be approved amendment to lease agreement for the Sorrel Dental, and we all had an email on that. Did y'all read up on that? How they're going to do that? I know Mark's not here right now, but what they're wanting to do is they're wanting to advertise the last 3 months' rent over the next 12 months and add $750 to the rent where they've been closed. So it'll be the same amount of money. It'll just be they'll pay it over and I've actually got a copy of the email here if you need to read it.
Okay.
But it's the same amount of money. Since they've just been closed, we're just going to add it to the next. They're just going to add $750 a month to their lease when they open back up. So.
But they are current through April.
Yeah, they are current through April. It's no problem. It's just when they close, we're just going to add $7. That's just an amendment. Same amount of money and everything. Everybody all right with that?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Then the second thing on here will be approved credit debit card processing agreement with GovPortal. Is that how you say that, Joseph? GovPortal at the License Commission office. Anybody? Joseph, you here? You want to talk about that or anything?
Well, I'll just tell you guys real quick that I've talked to some of you about it, but what this is going to do is it's going to allow us to use the same as our software that we renew our tags on now. It's the same company that will team up with GovPortal. It's a company called Ingenuity, and it's going to make our process more automated with what we do with online renewals and registrations. As our county grows, we're at some point going to need more staff. But this right here actually brings the person up, and it's like giving me another staff member. So it doesn't cost any more money or any money at all to the county. It's just going through a different processor. It'll be the same rate. It'll be the 2.5% and then 3% online. What people choose, I would say that you do. There'll be no more check on you'll be able to check on the online part, but you will still be able to do your checks with mail-in. Yeah. And so it's just going to be I think some other good things can come of it. Other things we'll explore as we get further into this and the more I learn. But this is something that needs to happen. And I actually talked about my predecessor and that we were going to kind of go this direction, hopefully. So. Okay. And we'll go into effect June 1. And that company will be here it should be seamless until I say that. Okay.
All righty. Well, I want to thank you while you're here. Y'all done an awesome job last week getting everything opened up, and everything's worked pretty smooth. And like I said, I worked with y'all down there some, and everything went a whole lot smoother than I participated. So.
Since you opened that door, I do want to thank y'all for everything y'all done, the blast, the advertising, EMA. I mean, once everything settles down, we'll make sure everybody gets the credit that they deserve. But it's been really amazing. I mean, it looks like a controlled chaos out there. It's semi-controlled, but the line continues to move, and we've gotten a whole lot more confidence than we've gotten the other way. So.
Yeah, I know I've worked it there several days. It was most of the things is not that long a wait. It's just a tag. A new purchase is only. I know people will see the line and they'll kind of. But if you're getting your license renewed and all that, most time it's not that long a wait on that kind of boat license, things like that. All righty, thank you, Joseph. All right, anybody got any discussion with any of that? And after y'all have any discussion.
Sounds great.
Sounds good. Like I said, that's one of the things. As the county grows, we'll do more and more stuff online, and that's kind of. Speaking of that, how much online stuff do we have through all this? What percentage was up? Did you ever look into it or anything?
We were up in April. We were up. It was almost 40% increase. So to give you an idea, I had my biggest days that I've had as a commissioner, money-wise. And of course, it's at the beginning of the month it was up, and then it kind of slowed down. But that's when we handled about as much out-of-state title work as we could. which, that was going out to the cars and doing appointments, but it's, right now, we're having both, we're having online and outside, so, nothing compares to where it is now.
Mark, do you have anything to add to that lease with Go Portal?
No, I think I've covered, I apologize for being late.
Oh, that's no problem.
Uh,
The train got you, we heard it.
Train did get me. But I mean, I've had worked with him on drafting it. There's just the statutes allowing this, there's just for a couple of provisions in those statutes that have to be covered. One of those being that the commission can terminate the agreement at any time with reasonable notice. We've provided for that, and actually language that it can be terminated effective immediately at any time if there was some breach or default on the other side.
And back up one.
Oh, and then I was going to say, and then the other thing is that, as has always been the case, any fee charged by the card processor is directly incurred by the consumer, or in this case, the taxpayer. That's not withheld from the taxes that are due to be collected and paid into the county or the governmental entities.
Okay. And back up one on the agenda there, I told them about the lease with Surreal Dental, how they
Yes.
wanted to add the $750, and I explained that to every month, and
Yes, and I
everything,
think
everybody was in agreement with that, so,
to enter into that?
yeah, everybody was fine with that.
Okay.
I told them since they was closed, we just added it to the next 12 months rent. That's, everything is right on that, right?
Yes, yeah, that's what they propose to do
Okay.
is abate the rent and then spread it out over the immediately following 12 months.
Okay, I just wanted to let you know that we had touched on that, and I told them all about it.
Sure.
All righty, moving on, the third thing on here will be approve construction agreement with the State of Alabama Department of Transportation Federal Aid project number, and listed there below, for the resurfacing of Shaw Road from north of Nuclear Plant Road to US 72, and Jason is not here today. This is his project. I'll let Mark, do you have anything about that?
That's his. That's the end of the federal aid program. So this will finish out the federal aid program as we know it. It'll be federal aid fund swap from here forward. And then also he's spending a portion of Rebuild Alabama for the patching and the surface treatment that goes on it. So that's what this would be. The project should be let end of the month. And so within the next couple of months, it should be under construction.
All righty, anybody have any discussion with the federal aid swap fund thing here? All right, no discussion. We'll move on to the fourth thing on here, to pre-approve a memorandum of understanding of agreement with the State of Alabama Department of Transportation regarding the allocation of Rebuild Alabama Act funds into the exchange for the annual federal allocation. Any discussion with that? Are you going to talk about that, Martin?
This is like I said, this kind of is the memorandum that we have to have in place in order for them to send us the federal aid exchange funds per the Rebuild Alabama Act. And so once this gets put in place, then and the previous project is let, then they'll issue those funds to us. So we should be, I mean, and they said 4 to 6 weeks from the time that both those are met, we should be receiving those funds. So, and then from this point forward, October 1, we'll get $400,000 for federal aid exchange.
Okay. All right. Any discussion with that? No discussion with that. We'll move on to budget revisions. We have a budget revision here for the Clinton Street Courthouse Annex, being a grand total of $24,000. It'll be from where we've done all of the updates and everything. Any discussion with all that?
Possibility we get reimbursed for that.
It is some possibility. We are keeping up with anything that we've done through this. It's just according, to what they do with the federal money. I mean, we have kept up with every dime, and if y'all have had any expense through all of this, be sure to keep up with it just in case we do get reimbursed on anything. But it was stuff that needed to be done anyways. I think that everybody's offices looks great, and they've done a great job, and I think it was something that was well needed anyway. So, any more discussion with this? All right, no more discussion with that. We'll move on. We have no merchant purchases. Board appointments, none. Award bids, none. On the personnel action here, first on here will be approved to promote Dustin Gatlin as Equipment Operator 2 in District 1. You got anything with it, Darrell?
It's just Dustin hired in as an Operator 1 with the agreement, and we had advertised for 2, but I had told him that if he gets his license that he would be moved up to a 2, and that's what this is here. He got his license. Finally, the license department opened up to where he could get his driver's test done, and he went through it and passed and did a good job with it, and now I want to live up to my part. So that's what it's all about.
Well, that makes him more valuable to all of us. You know, have a CDL license and all anyways.
And he's a good driver and takes care of the equipment.
All righty. All right. Second on here to be approved, Christopher Ryan Green as a corrections officer effective May the 25th, pending a drug screening. And then we've got another one approved to hire corrections officer David Martinez as a corrections officer effective June the 2nd of 2020, pending a drug screening, and approved to hire Nathaniel Green as a corrections officer effective May the 18th of 2020, pending a drug screening. And nobody from the sheriff's office here, but does anybody have any discussion with either one of those three? All righty. So no discussion with those three. We'll move on to the fifth one on here, which will be approved to hire David Ledfoot as a part-time laborer in District 3, pending a drug screening. Since Jason's not here, I don't guess. Is that one of the guys that we had took in for the applicant? Okay. All righty.
No, because I need to add Logan Mitchell as a part-time laborer, because that was one of the guys that applied for the part-time spot in engineering. So I need to add Logan Mitchell as a part-time laborer in District 2, pending a drug screen.
I knew we had talked about that. That's why I was asking that question. All right. So let it be known that we're going to add Logan Mitchell as a District 2, pending a drug screening, as a part-time helper 2. All right.
Mark, did you have you had one more guy that interviewed for that job?
I did, but I talked to him about our situation and with the possibility of October 1 that he wouldn't have a job, and that he told me he wasn't interested in that. So,
Okay.
He seemed like a nice enough guy. He's got a full-time job now. He was just looking for an opportunity to move up. So that he'd probably be good, but I think even for the position you're talking about, he wouldn't be the right guy.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I talked to Logan. He understands that it's temporary, hoping to be permanent at some point, and seems to be pretty good with it. And he comes recommended by you and one or more of your employees.
Yeah, well, there's a couple of our employees that really think highly of him.
Yeah, I think he's a good kid as far as I know about him. Everything I've heard is good about the kid. All righty. So we'll add that on the agenda at 10 o'clock to hire Logan Mitchell at District 2. Any more discussion with anything to do on personnel action? All righty. No more personnel action required. On the merit increase here, we've got several listed here. Does anybody have any conflict or anything with anybody on the merit increase? All righty. So nothing to do there, but we'll move on. The engineer's report, Mr. Massey.
Yes, we have for your action one subdivision, Midpoint Business Park. This would be a major subdivision, so it's for preliminary. They'll be adding some new road to the end of where they currently are. So it'd be creating 3 lots in District 2. It's north of Highway 72, and it's approximately 1,600 feet west of Mooresville Road. That's in there near the new Chevron, so the road going to the north there. So they'll be extending that road to accommodate those 3 additional business-size lots. And that's...
I saw a sign for a car wash or something.
Yeah, there's currently a car wash being built there, and then they've got some other businesses to go in behind there, so that's what they're doing. And then just kind of give you an update of our paving operations. We're currently in District 2. working on the Rebuild Alabama patching. We went up to Sanderson Road because we had some patching and some leveling we needed to do to correct the turn lane at Sanderson and Nick Davis. Well, when we started correcting that, it became a little bit bigger of a project, so we're in the process of trying to finish that up. The rain is going to catch us today, so we're not going to make a lot of progress. So we're probably about 3 days behind what we had told District 3 and District 4 as far as when we were going to come in and start some of their district projects. So we're still within our all of our allotted time frames for Rebuild Alabama and everything. It's just we just wound up having to kind of push some things around. So we're about 3 days behind going to District 3 and 4 for their district projects because of it. So, so like I said, then once we finish this, we'll move to District 3 and start on his, and then we'll see where we are and possibly get on one of District 4's projects before we move on to the chip seal surface treatment for the Rebuild Alabama.
When are you planning on trying to start a bunch of chip sealing?
We're looking at probably the first week of June. We'll move in on probably Capshaw, Sanderson, Copeland. We'll be on those. I think currently the contractor is scheduled for Rebuild Alabama the second week of June. So we want to get about a week ahead of them with the surface treatments, and then we'll work through all those over the first and second week. We'll have surface treatments going down, and then the contractor should be about a week behind us.
New Cut's part of that, right?
New Cut, yeah, New Cut and Bethel, all that's part of it.
Okay. Anything else, Mark?
No, I think unless y'all have any other questions for me, but I think that gets you up to date.
All righty. Nothing else with the engineer report. We'll move on to other business. First on here to be approved to remove the following from inventory, which will be from the Board of Registrars, a Dell Optiplex 780, and from IT will be a web filter. Those two items will be removed from inventory. And then second on here will be to move to approve the transfer of the following equipment from the Sheriff's Office to IT, which is 2 pieces of equipment. And either one have any discussion with either one of those items? All right, with no discussion with either one of those items, number 3 on here will be to sell the following items on Gov Deals, which will be from District 1. We have a F-350 pickup truck and a Caterpillar motor grader. And then we have a Crown Victoria from the Sheriff's Office. Does anybody else have anything they want to add to Gov Deals?
Yeah, I want to add a dresser motor grader and a dresser / galleon roller.
All right, so we have 2 items from District 4 we're adding. Will be both of them will be dresser and model some equipment, and one of them's a road grader and one of them's a roller, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our motor grader. I've always called them road grader, but a motor grader, I reckon, so. Great terminology there. Anybody else have anything else they want to add to the sale on Gov Deals?
Mr. Chairman, that F-350 is a 1-ton.
No flatbed truck?
Instead of a
Okay.
pickup. It's one of the patch trucks.
Patch truck, okay.
You said a pickup.
Well, I guess I'm just used to saying F something pickup trucks.
Yeah, I know. Most of them are pickups.
So we got a patch truck in District 1, a road grader in District 1, a road grader in District 4, and a roller in District 4, and a Crown Victoria. We'll have 5 items total on the agenda at 10 o'clock. Any discussion or any more to go? All righty. With nothing else there, I will be announcing a public hearing scheduled for June the 2nd of 2020 regarding the pending of the change of the name of a portion of Red Hill Road to Abigail Lane in District 4. We've already voted on all this, we'll just be announcing that. All right, report of officers. Commissioner Sammy, do you have anything?
I don't have anything at this time, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Turner?
Yep, just the engineering crew came out, worked on Copeland, worked on Sanderson, done a great job on both of them. Like Mark said, they're trying to finish that turn lane up at Nick Davis and Sanderson, and looking forward to seeing some new roads in District 2. Lord know they was needed. I heard it during the campaign.
All righty. Commissioner Black is absent today because he's had a little procedure done, and hoping him get well better. And Commissioner Harrison, do you have anything?
Nothing now.
All right, and I'll just hold mine to the commission meeting too, and we'll recess until 10 a.m. Thank everybody.